What it do? Yo man, listen. Today I want to talk about the newly revealed Imperial Agents codex and how it might relate to Tacticus. And along the way I want to make some predictions. Let's get right into the video. First things first, I got the info from Warhammer Community. It's the website that Games Workshop uses to promote their new models, new products, rules changes and whatnot. There is a page, you can visit it if you type Warhammer Community news and latest information and whatnot. I got it all from there. Just today, they revealed that the next codex you'll be getting is the Imperial Agents. Just to give you a little bit of context of what this is, Imperial Agents previously were a compendium of character sheets and just miscellaneous units that you could mix in all of your Imperial factions. These included, but were not limited to, Inquisitors, Assassins, Inquisitorial Henchmen. At the sort of 10th edition, it was very beneficial to bring a certain unit from this list because they cost very few points, and if you were playing something along the lines of knights and whatnot, you didn't have a lot of objective holders. These characters were vital to you being able to play the game. However, in 10th edition, it seems they have consolidated the Deathwatch codex and Imperial Agent codexes into one, into an Imperial Agents codex. Now, these are not the only factions you can play in the codex. You're able to mix in Sisters of Battle, you're able to mix in Grey Knights and whatnot. However, those are more supplementary, whereas the Deathwatch and Imperial Agents, they are the backbone of the list, or the codex rather. So, first thing I want to talk about is Deathwatch, because they're the ones who lost their codex, but they're probably going to make the bulk of it, right? It's a non-negligible part of the new codex. And now, just for context, Deathwatch are Space Marines from different factions. They are, excel at their fields and whatnot, so they get sent to Deathwatch. And the main goal of Deathwatch is to just counter Xenos. They have these rules on tabletop. They had it in 9th edition called a special issue ammunition, and they were all about countering different Xenos factions, Xenos being the aliens, Tau, Tyranids, Orcs, whatnot. I remember in 8th edition they had a rule where they reduced the Markalites from Tau, which was super funny. But if I'm pretty sure if we get an Agents of the Imperium or Imperial Agents faction, I can confidently say we'll probably get a Deathwatch veteran, because Deathwatch veterans are the most iconic models that Deathwatch has. They also have some sort of like chapter master equivalent in the form of Watchmasters. However, I would like to argue that the Deathwatch veterans are much more iconic and they're much more central to the faction. Now, if we were to get this, I would expect some sort of special issue ammunition rule where their ranged attack does something different. I will also expect some sort of a buff against Xenos because, as I said, this faction is all about destroying Xenos. I would expect this buff to be similar to High Marshal's anti-Psyker buff and Rosbito's anti-Demon buff. Maybe it will do something different against all of the Xenos to keep it fresh and whatnot, right? Maybe Orcs, they get one less hit, or Tau, they do less range damage, or something along the lines. I think this will be really cool. Another thing is an Inquisitor. Now, Inquisitor, let me give like a little bit of context. I want to give some info because I realize that I'm just blitzing through all this information in my previous videos where some of you might not know what I'm talking about. Now, Inquisitors are powerful agents of the Imperium. They're tasked with rooting out heresy, corruption, and alien influence. So essentially, if you are straying from the God Emperor's light, you get dunked on by these guys. They are very unique. There are, because heresy, corruption, and alien influence, they're different things. So there are different branches of Inquisitors. Some focus more on hunting Xenos, some focus more on anti-chaos stuff and whatnot. So I don't want to, say we're definitely getting this, but I would expect you get some sort of Inquisitor. Maybe a normal one in the sense that, oh, it's just a basic Inquisitor and he does a simple thing. Also some Inquisitors can be Psychers and whatnot. There are a lot of named ones. There are a lot of named ones, but I will expect maybe we'll get one named one, one non-named one. I will be surprised if we don't get an Inquisitor. Another thing is we might get an assassin. Now, there are a lot of assassins in the game. There is the assassins that are, there's a shape-shifting assassin, there's a drugged-up assassin that explodes when he dies, there's a sniper assassin. But the one I was thinking is, because this one gets promoted more than the others, is the Colex's assassin. You'll see on the right side of your screen. He looks like he has a very wonky, massive helmet. This guy, essentially, is an anti-psyker assassin. Now, other assassins, they do different jobs, but this one is specifically designed to just give, inconveniences to psychers. He essentially gives them super migraines because it hurts to be near them, and he messes up their psychic powers. On tabletop, he's all about messing up psychers. Just in previous editions, he was, he existed to be a nuisance to enemy psychers, where he would reduce their casting ability and whatnot. So he was very good into psyker-heavy factions such as Grey Knights and Thousand Sons. So I would expect to see at least one form of assassin. So for those of you keeping count, that's a Deathwatch character, perhaps a Inquisitor, and an assassin. Now, I did mention previously in the video that you will be able to mix in sisters in the codex. I don't think we'll do this we'll see a sisters character in the Agents faction, because we already have a sisters faction in the game. Another thing is Grey Knights. You can play them on tabletop, you will be able to play them. However, they're getting their own codex next year, so I think it's very unlikely that we will see a Grey Knights character or a Grey Knights unit in this faction. So I'm more inclined to think we will be Deathwatch, Assassin, Inquisitor, and perhaps a named Inquisitor or a secondary Deathwatch character, depending on how vital or what percentage of the codex is Deathwatch. We might also see some sort of inquisitorial henchmen, because if you look at the Thousand Sons and World Leaders factions, Thousand Sons have Yaskor, which is essentially the chaff that Thousand Sons have, and the Jackal character is the normal-looking guy from World Leaders. He's also essentially chaff, so we might be getting one chaff character. But then again, in Tau, we didn't get a crude character, so this is all predictions and whatnot. It's just, I enjoy making predictions. I think it's really funny to do them. I've been told, Draupnir is lost for content. That's why instead of making us guides, he's just making stupid videos. Draupnir fell off, guys. I've been told that Draupnir was never my friend. Unsubbed. Draupnir, I'm sorry. Anyways, Bloody Rose Discord server, link in the description. I have my own channel called Draupnir Gang. Hop in, say Draupnir Gang. We'll start discussing, yeah? Thank you very much for watching my video. Special thanks to Diesel Fox, Papa John, Lita Lama, Sarp, Heartswept, Askeleon, Yeris, and Bruce MC Loop for entering my referral code. I genuinely appreciate it. It is in the middle of the screen if you want to enter it. It benefits me greatly. Also special shout out to a Flenser for making this Draupnir that you see on the right side of your screen. Once again, thank you very much for watching my video. I genuinely appreciate it. Have a good day and stay safe.